All right, folks, look, what we've seen from Donald Trump today already, it's not even the afternoon yet at the time of filming this, but what we've seen from him already requires that he be impeached, convicted, and removed today, the same day. He is calling for the execution of Democrats that he disagrees with, posting multiple different times demanding this, reposting people who are demanding this, and all of this went down while I was interviewing Governor Wes Moore of Maryland. You will see that interview very, very soon. I'm very excited for you to see it. He responded to some of these posts, but I'm just sitting down now at my desk back from the interview, looking at all of these posts, and it is stunning. It is stunning. I have the White House's response, Mike Johnson and other MAGA Republicans' response to this. But before we get into any of it, make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story. Without further ado, let's just dive in. We don't have any time to waste here. At 9:08 this morning, Donald Trump responded to around 6 Democrats, elected Democrats, who had previously served in the military. They're veterans, and they published this video saying, hey, to our fellow military service members out there, you must refuse illegal orders. If Donald Trump orders you to do something that is explicitly against the law, do not do it. You swore an oath to the Constitution, to the United States. You didn't swear an oath to Donald Trump. That's all they said. And Donald Trump responded to this video by saying, it's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. President DJT. So, wow, that in and of itself is bad. He's demanding that Democrats who are asking military members to follow the law be put on trial for seditious behavior, sedition generally. That's what Donald Trump is demanding here. And look, let's just be clear. If you're concerned about giving an order that is against the law, you might say something like this. Right? When Joe Biden was in office, there wasn't even ever a conversation about, will Joe Biden give an illegal order to the military? That was never a topic of conversation. But with Donald Trump, it has to be. And his response indicates that, yeah, maybe he's thinking about giving an illegal order to military members out there to do something that they shouldn't. This does not read as somebody who's innocent, right? Who's not thinking about this at all. That was the first post that Donald Trump put out. Later, just under 10 minutes later, actually, at 9:17 a.m., Donald Trump responded to this story again from the Washington Examiner. Democratic veterans in Congress urge service members to refuse unlawful orders. He said, this is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors. Lock them up, DJT. Once again, demanding that Democrats who are simply advocating for people to follow the law be arrested, put on trial for seditious behavior. I mean, Donald Trump, and I just have to say it as plainly as possible, is a traitor to this country. Right? Let's just be honest about it. And I'm sick of people holding punches and not telling it like it is and not calling balls and strikes. He is a traitor to our country. Not only has he done things like January 6th, not only has he had a complete dereliction of duty whenever he's been in the Oval Office, but he has consistently and over time, multiple times, called for Democrats to be arrested, thrown in jail, be tried for treason, which the death penalty is in the question there, multiple times. That is not somebody who cares about the country. That is somebody who cares about themselves, and that is obviously indicative of a wannabe dictator, right? Seditious behavior from traitors because we want people to follow the law. It is sickening. And the thing is, it didn't stop there. He once again said at 10:21, and this is where we get into, calling for them to die, be put to death. Seditious behavior punishable by death. So when Donald Trump is saying, seditious behavior, lock them up, put them on trial, as he says, an example must be set. And then he's following it up by saying punishable by death. We know what Donald Trump means here. It's not a mystery that we have to figure out. He wants Democrats to be tried for sedition, which makes absolutely no sense, but nonetheless, tried for sedition and then put to death, executed by the United States. If that is not indicative of a dictator, I don't know what is. When you look at dictators throughout history, authoritarian leader, look at Putin, for example. Look at Putin. What does Putin try to do? What has Putin done over time? kills his political opponents so there are no political opponents. And these folks are not breaking the law. He just says, oh, let's push him out a window. That's what it reads as when Donald Trump is saying crap like this. And it didn't stop there, because Donald Trump issued these posts, but he was also reposting other people. For example, you can see it right here. It says Donald J. Trump reposted. This is his official page. Why aren't they under arrest for sedition? Thrown out of their offices. Enough is enough. Here's another one. It's called a seditious conspiracy, and every one of them should be frog marched out of their homes at 3 a.m. with Fox cameras filming the entire thing. Donald Trump, the president, is reposting this. Here's another one. I think they should be charged with sedition. Also save those tapes and run them when their next democommie is in office. Domestic terrorist Democrats always causing chaos. All of these have been reposted by Trump. Anything these traitors disagree with is what they consider an illegal order. They're a disgrace, and they can be brought to justice under UCMJ, get busted down, or dishonorably discharged and lose their career benefits. If they don't follow orders, they should be fired. I mean, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And here's where it really gets bad. You have Nathan saying traitor. Then this is the one that has a lot of people obviously very nervous. It's from a random account. Donald Trump reposted them saying, hang them, George Washington would. Hang them. Donald Trump is reposting a message for Democrats to be hanged. That's the correct word, hanged. What are we doing? What are we doing? As a country, when the president of the United States is calling for the opposition party to be killed, hanged. I'm disgusted. I'm at a loss for words for what the moment we're in right now with the president behaving in this way. And he kept reposting all of this stuff, sedition, but seriously, calling for people to be hanged. I mean, it's just absolutely disgusting. And this is coming from his official Truth Social page. As I mentioned, we have some Republicans who have responded. Mike Johnson was asked about Trump's seditious behavior posts, and of course, he just bent the knee. He's a total coward.
Speaker, how you doing? The president posted that Democrats who urge service members to not follow illegal orders should be punished. It should be seditious conspiracy and punishable by death. Do you have any response to that?
Look, I know the DOJ and the Pentagon are looking into the legality of all that, but what I address is what everybody knows. That was wildly inappropriate. It is very dangerous. You have leading members of Congress telling troops to disobey orders. I think that's unprecedented in American history. And as the father of a young man who is, at the Naval Academy, going to be joining the service, I know young soldiers, airmen, sailors, they don't need that kind of nonsense from people in Congress. It is very dangerous. At a very dangerous time. I'm going to let others define what it is, but it's wildly inappropriate.
Spineless Mike Johnson, huh? Just totally spineless. The president is calling for Democrats to be put to death, charged with sedition. And his only response is, yeah, the Democrats who demanded people follow or don't follow illegal orders, they are the bad guys. So when Democrats are saying follow the law, don't ignore the Constitution, that's apparently bad. And that is causing political division and violence, and it's wrong. But when Donald Trump is literally calling for people to be put to death, that's permissible, according to Mike Johnson. That's the Republican Party. They talk about political division, talk about political violence, and then when Donald Trump goes on one of these tirades, they stand by idly and say, oh, it's the Democrats who are at fault here. It's disgusting, it's wrong, it's irresponsible, and any Republican who says this is okay and it's no problem, spineless cowards. So look, I will leave the video there. I just had to show you this. I'm, all over the place. I literally just got back from my interview with Governor Wes Moore. I'm so excited to show you. But aside from all of that, make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.